Hello, in this video I want to show you how to build a Debian Live Linux distribution using the lightweight Qt desktop environment or window manager. This is going to be a very small distribution that you can add packages on top of it. As part of the login manager, we know we have the Genome Display Manager, the KDE, the LxD Display Manager, XDM, typically for XOR, reminds me of OpenBSD. Typically I've been using the Light Desktop Manager, that's why I want to stick with it. I really like the speed of the Slim, it worked really well. The font just might be a little tweak. And I have a little hard time with the SDDM because it did not let me log in as root. And I found it a little cumbersome and difficult to set up. I need to look at it one more time. So for now I want to stick with the Light Desktop Manager. I'm going to follow the recipe from the repository, the GitHub repository in DNS. The DNS basically just one main script to get started, and this script is nothing, just kind of wget and all the other scripts. It's just kind of the initial script. So what I'm going to do is just going to copy the raw data from the wget and all the files. I do have an LxUbuntu machine, which is actually what I want to be reading. I want to build a folder in the home directory, make as OS. It's empty, and I get file from the Git repository, and once it connects to the network, it downloads the file. Let's give permissions to execute. Same file that we saw earlier, so we're just gonna go ahead and fire it. And what it's gonna do is gonna start getting all the files and dependencies that we need in order to build our Debian distribution with five scripts in about 10 minutes. So we're just getting started. There are the files. There's nothing in the build directory right now. I want to build not a live boot folder. I want to build the Linux folder. This will be the LxQT. That's all I need. The sequence of the scripts goes from 01, 02, 03, 4, and 5. The 3 has different options if you want to build the Awesome, the Cinnamon, the A17, Enlightenment, GNOME, i3, KDE, LxD. This particular video, when I will focusing just this, the number 3. So let's get started. Number 1 script, you just check if there are prereqs, app install, and all the prereqs to do. If you haven't run it, this is the first time you're running, you do sudo number file as soon as you the script. I done it before, so eventually this is going to check and it's going to return nothing because everything's been uploaded and installed. So no worries here. Once we do number 1, it's just basically doing on the live boot or whatever the folder that we tell them to start building for the 64-bit architecture. The bootstrap from the Debian. So it's just going to and fire it. And what it's going to do is going to connect to the FTP US Debian website, and it's going to start downloading your packages to build a temporary file system. This might take a little time depending on your network bandwidth, your network speed, but eventually it's going to be able to overcome that. You can actually change the mirror from the FTP side to something closer. As you can see, it's downloading the libraries, getting the libraries needed for the base system, the basic system for the Debian bootstrap. And on top of that, we're going to start building what we need. Because let's remember, we're starting on LxUbuntu, but we're doing the bootstrap on a Debian distribution. So we're using the LxUbuntu to build it, and even the bootstrap uses this first method to the temporary file system to start building the base system to build on top of it. So it's going to be uncompressing, getting all the libraries. Ultimately, it's going to chroot into the environment that we want to be jumping into it. And there we are. We have all the files. We want to be focusing on the LxQT. So I just want to go ahead and take a look. That file is basically do apt-get install like Distro Manager and LxQT core. This is actually the basic part that is actually doing a few other things. So just want to go ahead and run it. What this does is something similar based on the base system that we root into it. Then we start actually downloading for the stretch Debian distribution. All the packages we listed on the script number or label like 03. If you need to add more packages, just feel free to add it. That app command as needed. It's very simple, just copy paste. And at this point, we're actually building the root file system. It's going to be downloading some libraries, dependencies. App tool is doing a great thing, just like the DNF or the jump update, getting all the dependencies, everything that is needed. You can see the percentage moving at the bottom left, 65%, and just doing his work, downloading everything that is needed for your distribution. Eventually, it's going to go ahead and complete, and it's going to ask you for the keyboard layout part of the setup, and passing this is getting really close to that, and passing the keyboard is going to ask us for the root password for your live distribution. And that's about it. That's about everything that is need to be done within the root environment. We can exit from there, and once we're there, we just run script number 4 and 5, and we're pretty much done. Here's the keyboard. So number 1, English keyboard. So I'm going to continue finishing. So ask us for the root password. There in cache, some keys and Unix password, which are going to be very root password for this distribution. I'm ready to exit from the root environment, and what we're going to run is now is going to run the script number 4, which if I take a look, he just do a make a squash, a compress all the live image, and we'll build everything together. So this might take a little time in your machine because this is actually very I/O intense in the hard drive or the in the laptop or computer where you're running. In my case, I'm running a solid state drive. It speeds up a little bit, but beware, this might be a lengthy process. Now, if you add more and more packages, you build more. This is a basic vanilla system. You can build on top of it. You can have the confidence you don't have a bunch of junk or dependencies or issues installing third-party software that you don't even know what's going on. So this is the very basic, the very vanilla, and the most lean distribution. We have something like 269 megs, which is pretty sweet for a small Debian distribution. I will have and run. This asks me to execute script 05. If you take a look at this 05, what it does is just actually make the ISO image, which is the last step of our script. And it just built 313 megs. I can go back and copy the file to my local computer. And once it copies the 313 megs, which is not a bad deal for a graphic Linux distribution, I can go back to the 64-bit to the storage, and then we can attach the newly created ISO image, LxQt, and go ahead and start it. And let's see what it does. It should be able to boot normally, and this is grub. We can always, of course, customize grub and everything we needed. And once access starts, we have the light desktop manager. I'm gonna log in as root, the password we just set up, and voila, there's your Linux distribution. It's all the accessories actually are there. BIM, just the package installed within the script. You can install, of course, more. You can have the system tools. I just to put terminal, which have a screen fetch. It's running the XFWM4, and it's actually the distribution that we asked for. If we have a command that doesn't exist, app repositories work, and just like at any other Debian distribution. can actually make it really useful. I have an HTOP now is listed here. Can drop applications to my desktop, start customizing, start doing things. Using only 89 megs so far, actually, like 88. It's just ridiculous the amount of space that LxQT is taking. So there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed how to build a Debian distribution with a LxQT lightweight desktop environment in about 10 minutes and 5 scripts. Hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.